Good afternoon and welcome to the Michigan Hall of Justice. We are honored to have Governor Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist here and thank them for asking us to host this special announcement on one of the most important days in the history of the Michigan Supreme Court. The work of the Supreme Court includes more than just upholding our Constitution through our docket and the tough decisions we make. We are also tasked with the very important job of ensuring that we are one court of justice and that our judicial system is accessible to all and trusted by all. I have every confidence that our newest justice will work incredibly hard to excel at both sides of the job. On behalf of all of your new colleagues, we are excited to welcome you to the bench and assist you with anything you need. I now introduce Justice McCormick, who has been an incredible chief, colleague, and friend who we will miss, but I know shares my excitement at the announcement today.
Thank you, Chief. It is a great day. I am really excited to be here. Anyone who's heard me speak about the court over the last few years has likely heard me say that public confidence is the only currency courts have. The rule of law is just a set of ideas that require the public's support to have any meaning at all. Governor Whitmer, you have appointed exceptional candidates to the bench across the state of Michigan. And as a result of your appointments, our judiciary better reflects the people of our state. That builds public confidence, and we're grateful. Today's no exception. The state is getting a smart, savvy, and hardworking public servant as its newest justice. She is at once talented and humble. She approaches issues with determination to understand them deeply and humility to get them right. Her intellect, her EQ, and her sound judgment will make her a fantastic jurist. Justice Harris Bolden, you're joining a great institution, and you're going to have wonderful colleagues to work with. The responsibility you're about to assume is not always going to be easy, but it's always going to be vital to our system of constitutional democracy. You are going to do this state and its citizens a great service. Thank you for serving. On a personal note, as I leave the court after a decade of being privileged to serve, I find it very satisfying to see the next generation of judges, like Kyra Harris Bolden, assume the bench. This is exactly how the system should work. Thank you, Governor Whitmer. Did I do that?
That's okay.
And thank you, KHB. We are very looking forward to supporting you.
Thank you, Justice McCormick and Chief Justice Clement. Just congratulations. And, you know, this is really a momentous occasion. And I think about this in terms of the beginning of my career in public service and how I'm so proud to work alongside leaders like the ones that stand before you, Governor Whitmer, Justice McCormick, Chief Justice Clement, and Representative Harris Bolden, who have done so much to make Michigan a fair and equitable and just place, a Michigan where every person can thrive and see themselves being successful. Our judicial system has a role to play to make sure that we can deliver both safer communities and position our people for success. So I'm honored to really do this work and to continue to do this work in service of the people of Michigan and work alongside leaders who are committed to that same mission. We're proud of the progress that we've made over the last several years through bipartisan criminal justice reform efforts, initiatives like Jobs Court, task forces that examine and recommend juvenile justice and pretrial incarceration reforms, and efforts to create economic opportunity for everyone in Michigan. This is the story of Michiganders coming together to build a state where everyone can access justice equally. The story of people marching, standing up for their communities, and keeping the faith when things seem dark and difficult. A story that we continue today. Now, key to our mission is ensuring that Michigan's decision makers are representative of our Michigan communities. We must ensure that diversity of identity as well as diversity of experience are represented. Understand that our history and the challenges that we face together are ones that we can overcome together by being better connected and working together. We have to work to bring every voice to every table. And to do this, when we do this, we make sure that all of our communities can truly thrive. We also do this with a recognition that people who come from communities and come from experiences that have been burdened or held back by prejudices, that have not been able to reach their fullest potential, or that have been somehow diminished through a lack of fairness, they are uniquely equipped to protect fairness for all of us. Those who have seen injustice are again uniquely equipped to protect that justice and ensure that it is merited out for everyone. The justice we are announcing today to be appointed to the Michigan Supreme Court will make history. She will blaze a new trail as the first Black woman on the Michigan Supreme Court, providing an example for countless young people, and particularly for young girls across our state, including my two daughters, who will see themselves reflected in the highest levels of Michigan's court system and know that there is no thing that they cannot do. She will draw on her life experience as a legislator, as a litigator, as an advocate to protect and uplift all of Michigan's communities, standing ready to remedy injustice with justice, and to introduce her formally to all of you and to the state of Michigan in this capacity. I'm proud to hand this over to Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I am proud to be here today to fulfill my constitutional duty as governor of the great state of Michigan. And as you all know, Justice Bridget McCormick announced her intention to resign earlier this year. She's been a phenomenal Chief Justice for the state of Michigan, and she's upheld the rule of law, stood strong for our Constitution, and protected the fundamental rights of every Michigander. And as hard as she is to replace, I don't know if we'll ever be able to replace her. I want you to know how grateful I am and the state of Michigan is for your leadership, Justice McCormick. And she's worked hard on and off the bench to move our state courts forward to ensure that every Michigander gets equal access to our justice system. And I want to acknowledge and thank newly named Chief Justice Beth Clement for your hosting us today, but also for your leadership on behalf of the state of Michigan. And today, after a rigorous process, I have the distinct honor of announcing my intention to appoint Justice McCormick's replacement with Kyra Harris Bolden. Kyra is the right Michigander with the right experience for this job. As a state representative from Southfield, former law clerk and litigator, she has her expertise necessary to serve on the court. She was endorsed by the Michigan Association of Justice and the Women Lawyers Association of Michigan. Highly recommends her for this role. And Kyra is passionate about the law, and it's not lost on me or on her or anyone watching what this appointment means. Kyra will be the first Black woman ever to serve on the Michigan Supreme Court in our state's 185-year history. She will be bringing a unique perspective that has too long been left out, not only as a Black woman, but also as a new mom, a working mom who had her daughter just a few months ago. We need her voice and her experience now more than ever. Kyra views her calling as delivering justice for generations. Her family's story has inspired her to pursue her career in the law. Her great-grandfather, Jesse, was lynched in Tennessee. He was asking for a receipt from a store owner and was attacked and thrown into a river. The coroner deemed it an accidental drowning, and as a result, his murderers walked free. This happened in broad daylight in 1939, just 82 years ago. Kyra knows what injustice looks like, and that is why I know she will be the justice for generations. The decisions that the Michigan Supreme Court will make will have long-term impacts on the state we all love. Their rulings touch every issue, from voting rights to environmental protection to reproductive freedom, economic rights, and so many more. And Kyra knows the awesome responsibility she now will have, and I know she will fight to create a brighter future for her daughter and for all our children. Kyra's daughter's name is Emerson Portia to be exact, but the writer Emerson urged us all to be an opener of doors to those who come after you. Kyra, you said you want your daughter and all our kids to know what they can achieve because it's hard to be what you can't see. Today, you are opening doors for them all, setting an example not only for Emerson, but for so many girls and boys across Michigan. And who knows, Emerson's first words may yet be justice. I wouldn't be surprised. But I am very proud to be standing here today with Kyra Harris Bolden, who I'd now like to introduce. Kyra.
All right, I was trying to see if my baby was available, but time waits for no one. It's lunchtime. So good morning, everyone. I'd like to start today by thanking God for ordering my steps and bringing me to this moment. I want to thank my family for their support, encouragement, and love through every day of my life. My husband, Dr. Gregory Bolden, my daughter, Emerson, my parents, Donald and Cheryl Harris, my sister, Dr. Whitney Brown, my grandmother, Milvia Gambrell, and my extended family and friends. I know that I can continue to lean on each of you for guidance, support, encouragement, and I hope to continue to make you proud. This appointment is without question a great honor, and I want to thank Governor Whitmer for the faith she has placed in me here today. Being given the faith in the form of this appointment is something I accept gratefully and humbly. And I'd like to pay tribute to Chief Justice McCormick, former Chief Justice McCormick. I've had the great privilege of knowing her for years, and her career in public service serves as an inspiration, and to succeed her is truly an honor. Madam Justice, you set a standard to which I can only aspire. And while I'm sad I will not have the opportunity to serve with you, I know that I will feel your presence through your works. Every day I serve on the court. On behalf of all Michiganders, I would like to thank you for your service and wish you well in your new role. I also look forward to working with Chief Justice Elizabeth Clement and all the justices on the Michigan Supreme Court, and I know that Justice Welch is here today as well. Service. Public service begins with an oath. A promise, a commitment, an oath to the people, a promise to selfishly serve, a commitment to the pursuit of justice. In 1939, my great-grandfather, Jesse Lee Bond, was lynched in Tennessee after simply asking a store owner for a receipt, and he was 20 years old. His brutal murder was ruled an accidental drowning. That contract of public service was not granted to my great-grandfather. In the case of Jesse Lee Bond, the judiciary's oath to the people was broken. The promise to selfishly serve was cast aside, and the commitment to pursue justice was not followed. This is the reason why I set myself on the path to public service. My commitment to the pursuit of justice is inherent in me and my family because we know injustice. For families who have experienced injustice in whatever form, we know that the pursuit of equal, fair, and whole justice is a responsibility that we receive and pass on through generations. I also recognize the important nature of my appointment announcement today. For years, a Black woman's experiences and perspective have been absent from our state's highest court. To the countless Black women upon whose shoulders I stand, who, like my own mother and grandmother, instill in our community the core responsibilities of honesty, empathy, and justice, I promise that I will honor your experience, our experience, from this new vantage point. At this moment, I think of my daughter, Emerson, who has joined us. And at 3 months old, it may take her some time to fully appreciate what this all means, but one day I know she'll understand this moment's importance and the weight of the responsibility I now take on happily and without reservation. Emerson, in just a few generations, our family has gone from lynching to law school, from injustice to a capital J justice. This is the greatness and possibility of our country, where we all work together, worked in the pursuit of crafting a more perfect union, a union where justice is truly blind. And so to all the people of the state of Michigan, I swear to you this oath, this promise, this commitment. I swear that I will faithfully serve our state and you, its people. I promise I will judge each case fairly, impartially, and without fear or favor. And I commit that I will always pursue equal justice under the law for this generation and the next. And of course, I have not come to this moment on my own. I'm fortunate to have a number of mentors and professional colleagues that I would like to thank. First, Judge John A. Murphy for leading by example and showing me how to be a thoughtful, empathetic, and hardworking jurist. My law school professors and colleagues at Lewis and Monday, including Rhonda Tate Trevelyan, Reginald Dozier, and Hans Massaquoi for training me as a litigator. My friend and mentor, Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, as well as Virgie Rawlings. My colleagues in the legislature, particularly Rep. Manoogian and Senator Jeremy Moss, and Judges Sheila Johnson, Deborah Nance, Deborah Thomas, Cynthia Stevens, and Denise Langford Morris for your mentorship and support. And my new colleague, Justice Richard Bernstein, for inspiration and guidance over these last few months. To each of you and many more, I owe a debt that I can never fully repay. Thank you, and thank you very much.
Like every appointment that I've made, we go through a lot of multifaceted steps to ensure that we've got the right candidates. And I'm really proud, as you heard the former Chief Justice McCormick talk about the qualifications of Ms. Harris Bolden, or the qualifications of all the people that I've put on the bench over the last 4 years. I think there's a lot of reason to be very proud. The process works. Kyra brings a perspective and an aptitude, a temperament, and a unwavering commitment to the law, to the bench, and I think that she will make us all very proud here in Michigan.
Justice Bolden will be not the youngest justice of the bench, but she's among them. How important was it to you to appoint someone so young?
As we look across the state from all of the different courts to which I've made appointments, we are looking for a high caliber intellect, fidelity to the law and the rule of law. Also, I think lived experience is an important part of that assessment as well, and ensuring that we've got a bench that reflects the population of the state of Michigan. And to think that 185 years we've never had an African-American woman on the state's highest court, it's about damn time. And so I'm really proud to make this appointment. I think that, you know, like so many women in different professions where they've been underrepresented, they've been underestimated as well. I'm sure that that is the case for every office that many of us have held. And I think that her youth and her, this role, many roles that she brings to this this moment are going to be really important as we think about the future of Michigan and application of the laws to all.
Governor, did your team contemplate at all how Justice Bolden will handle issues that come before her and that she voted on when she was in the Michigan House? Is this something that you all thought about?
I mean, we know Representative Bolden, but obviously every person that is either appointed to or runs for this particular court or any court in our state brings with them a lived experience. And so it's never determinative. It is just a part of who people are and what they bring to the bench. I would expect any person that I appoint, or any person who gets appointed by me or anyone else, or elected for that matter, to have true fidelity to the law, to be honest, to work hard, and to be someone that the rest of us can look up to. And I'm confident that Kyra Harris Bolden will be all those things and much more.
Now, during the election cycle, I heard from several people saying our Supreme Court system is awkward because it's nonpartisan, but the parties nominate the candidates or they're appointed by government. Do you feel like there should be any changes to the system to make sure that it truly
Ideally, yes, but that's not the system we have. So until that changes, this is how we will operate, and I think it's important that we go through our process to ensure we've got great jurists, and that is the North Star for all of the work that we do in these important appointments, and I think that the work speaks for itself. And anyone who wants to go back and replay some of the former Chief Justice's comments about Kyra Harris Bolden, I encourage you to do that. I think she said some really important things from a perspective that very few of us have in the state, having served for so long on the state's highest court.
Can you talk about pay for Supreme Court justice? Now they're making Alaska Court of Appeals judges. Did that present itself as a difficulty in filling this spot? And what should we do to get Supreme Court justices making more than Court of Appeals judges?
Kyle. This is not a SOC meeting, Kyle. You know, I mean, we could have a longer conversation on all of those things. I'll just say that certainly it is an honor to be appointed to this court. It is an honor for everyone who's ever served on this court, as I understand it. I hold in great esteem the people that serve in all of our judiciary, but particularly the state Supreme Court. And so there's always going to be a lot of interest in people who would love to be the, you know, have the opportunity to serve here. But at the end of the day, we all work for the people of Michigan. It is important that our system of justice works and that people have confidence in it. And that's why I think today's announcement is important for all of the substantive reasons, but also for what this means for our state. He wants to talk about the State Officer Compensation Commission. Any other questions? She continues to serve in the legislature until the 31st of next month, and then quickly thereafter. Wonderful. Well, thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thank you.